wonderful time.
While Coach Beam leaves behind his wife, 2 daughters, and grandchildren, he had a very large extended family in Oakland, those that looked up to him like a father figure.
I know from experience, I wouldn't say I didn't have my father, but he was more there than my actual father. So it was really big because I really needed someone like that in my life.
He advocated for so many people, and he was the backbone. He was open. Like if you had a problem or you just needed support, he was there to support you and to guide you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. So Cedric Irving Jr. is facing a murder charge with gun enhancement for Beam's death. If convicted, he is facing 50 years to life in prison. Still ahead here on CBS News Bay Area, would you be willing to pay more for public transit? We're looking at the different taxes that could be on our ballot. Plus, the World Cup coming to the Bay Area in the summer. You can get a chance to score some tickets today. And it served customers for almost 80 years, but a local steakhouse is about to close its doors for good. We'll tell you why and what's next for its legacy.
Another cool day for us along our inland spots with that Tule fog spilling in the Carquinez Strait, the Delta pushing in from the Sacramento Valley, leaving us with some chilly temperatures in places like Antioch, all throughout Solano County and northern parts of Contra Costa County. Luckily, we'll start to see some more sunshine as we head into our Friday forecast right around the corner tomorrow. Heading into this weekend and early next week, it's as early as Monday and Tuesday where we see another chance of showers rolling in from offshore. That'll impact all of us throughout the Bay Area, so that's what we're keeping a close eye on as we head into the next 7 days.
2 months until the Super Bowl, believe it or not, at Levi's Stadium, and Bay Area cities are busy planning for some of the events leading up to the big game, like concerts and block parties. Local transit agencies are also coming up with a game plan to prepare to move those crowds around. The good news is that public transit just got a little bit easier to use. Now you can tap your credit or debit card onto the reader to ride. Before, you needed a Clipper card, the Clipper Card app, or some sort of physical ticket. This is all welcome news for the local nonprofit Seamless Bay Area, which works to improve and unify public transportation. Orion Yamamoto took a ride with the group's director to find out more about the challenges facing transit and what she sees for the future.
How often do you take public transit?
I take public transit multiple times per week. San Francisco, San Jose, Mountain View, Oakland, taking public transit pretty often, yeah.
So it's a lifeline for you.
Exactly.
How important is public transit to the Bay Area?
It's absolutely critical. The number of people who take BART across the bay, those number of people would not fit in cars over the Bay Bridge. We really need to maintain the service, and the funding that is going to be on the ballot in November will prevent really drastic service cuts that would make the system a lot less useful and cause that horrible traffic congestion. Our goal is to have a world-class public transit system where service is frequent and well-coordinated and affordable and accessible to people.
You said the goal is to have a world-class transit system in the Bay Area. How do you rate our transit system now?
Well, if you look at, for example, some of the major areas in Canada, so in North America, in, say, Vancouver and Toronto, they have more riders per population than we do. A big part of that is frequent service, fast service, well-connected service. These are things that we can do.
So we're not there yet.
So you can tell by the ridership we have compared to other metros that we could do better, but the things that it takes to do better are really things that we can achieve. We can totally get there.
It's possible.
Yes. Yes, we are very, very confident that that is possible.
Well, before it can become world-class, Bay Area transit agencies have to figure out those big deficits. State Senator and congressional candidate Scott Wiener acknowledged that reality yesterday.
The work remains. We have to make sure that these systems are funded and that we stabilize their funding so that we can avoid service cuts. And I know that we will avoid service cuts, and we're going to continue to have amazing public transportation in the Bay Area.
Senator Wiener is behind a proposed ballot measure that Adina mentioned that would allow voters to weigh in on a regional sales tax to fund Bay Area transit agencies, including BART, Caltrain, and Muni. That calls for a half-cent sales tax in 4 counties and a 1% tax in San Francisco. The goal to prevent major cuts. Right now, supporters are in the process of gathering signatures to get that on the November ballot next year. And that's not the only transit-related ballot measure in the works. Voters in San Francisco could also weigh in on a parcel tax to fund Muni. The transit agency is facing a $300 million annual budget deficit, and to fill that gap, Mayor Lurie is backing a parcel tax. So if that passes, it could raise almost $190 million, with wealthier property owners paying the most. Well, the Bay Area is set to host 6 World Cup games at Levi's Stadium this summer, and today is your chance to get tickets to some of those games. It's the first phase in ticket sales in which you can apply for single game tickets for exact matchups. So it's a lottery application form dropping on the FIFA website today. Winners will be chosen in a random draw in January. But if you've applied to previous ticket sale lotteries, be aware you have to submit a new application form for this contest. And here's a look at the 7 countries that will be in the South Bay for the FIFA World Cup. Switzerland headlining the list with Austria, Australia, Algeria, Paraguay, Qatar, and Jordan. Still ahead here on CBS News Bay Area. Years after police officers shot and killed a suspected shoplifter, why the DA is moving to drop the case. Plus, a fixture in an East Bay community is getting ready to say goodbye. Why it plans to close for good on Christmas Eve after 80 years in business.
It's a beautiful day to get out there and get some fresh air along our coastal communities, but do not head into the water. I can't stress that enough. Along our coastline right now, beach hazard statement is still in effect, issued by the National Weather Service. We can see rip currents and sneaker waves and very choppy water, so just be very mindful of that. If you like taking your dog out to Fort Funston, make sure they're on a leash and they don't head into that water too. Now, a couple other things we want to check off this list. We are still dealing with some poor air quality. We're in that moderate category from the North Bay down into the Santa Clara Valley, but off into the East Bay we go. Our forecast today showing unhealthy conditions for certain sensitive groups. So just be very mindful of that. If you are sensitive to that pollutant matter, we're going to continue to keep a close eye on those conditions throughout the next couple days. Heading into this weekend's forecast and early next week, well, we have showers on tap for us right around the corner kicking off next week. This is ending that dry break that we've noticed even before Thanksgiving holiday. Before Thanksgiving, we were gearing up for some dry, beautiful, but chilly weather. We've been seeing that same trend all week long here. We have some changes into next week. I'll have more on that coming up in a bit.
Leaders with the city of Palo Alto working to protect coastline habitats from rising sea levels by building a horizontal levee along the Palo Alto Baylands. Unlike a traditional levee, this 500-foot-long horizontal levee provides a refuge for endangered species when rising tides come in. Volunteers planted 1,000 different trees and plants in the new habitat.
We're just hopefully that other communities can follow suit and that we've streamlined the permitting so it's easier for them, and that to showcase this and other communities see that this is a viable solution for them.
The goal is to finish the levee by next summer. The owners of a steakhouse in San Ramon say that they are being forced to close over a lease dispute with the building's owner. It's called the Brass Door, and it's been a real community gathering spot for the last 80 years. Katie Nielsen reports customers are gearing up for one last meal on Christmas Eve.
This is one of the staples of San Ramon as far as a restaurant goes, and it's a gathering place. It's like a family.
Dennis Pennington has been coming to the Brass Door for more than 30 years and says it's an institution in the East Bay.
There aren't many places like this in the area at all.
The restaurant first opened in 1946 under the name 8 to 5, a reference to the odds on a horse race. It had a small bar area and dining room and catered to ranchers in the area, as well as those traveling on Highway 21 to San Jose long before the 680 freeway was ever built. In 1955, the name changed to the Brass Door as a nod to the distinctive front door, and it's been going strong ever since.
People have been coming here all their life, so I'm so proud to own this place.
Shayla bought the business 10 years ago, but not the building. She leases it from the landlord, and recently she found out the landlord decided not to renew, even though she offered more money.
I can't explain, but closing the door, closing Brass Door is heartbreaking.
She says unless the landlord has a change of heart, the last day for service is on Christmas Eve.
They have been calling all day long to make reservations to come for last time. That is even more sad, to be honest with you. Yeah, that makes me more sad.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
There's a guy over there, we call him Doc because he is a doctor, and he comes in for lunch and he kind of holds court.
We do treat it like a Cheers restaurant. It's where everybody knows your name, and that is so true for this place.
The Woody Harrelson of the Brass Door, I mean, I'll take that.
Everybody knows your name.
Of course, we look forward to it. Take care.
The owner says she is looking for another location to reopen the Brass Door sometime early next year.
And we reached out to the landlord for comment, who told us that they only recently learned that the restaurant is going to be closing. They added that they will fully honor the history and legacy of the business, but didn't say exactly how. Coming up in our next half hour here on CBS News Bay Area, a new twist in a case against a police officer who shot and killed a suspected shoplifter, why the DA is working to drop the charges, and how some students are using their engineering expertise to keep a holiday tradition alive in the South Bay. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. It is 9:25 this Thursday morning. We're going to have your top stories and another check on your first alert forecast when we come back.
Your community, your news, powered by KPIX. CBS News Bay Area. Watch anywhere, anytime. Stay informed and connected. Trusted local news when you want it. CBS News Bay Area. Watch free on any device. You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Thanks for being with us this Thursday. I'm Ann Makovic, and here's another look at some of our news headlines today. The Oakland School District still needs to come up with some sort of plan to deal with its $100 million budget deficit. Leaders hoped to do that last night at a school board meeting, but they could not agree on a way forward. If they don't come up with a plan, the state could take over. The U.S. military seized a Venezuelan oil tanker shortly after it left port. Footage from the Pentagon shows that seizure Wednesday when an elite U.S. military unit rappelled from helicopters onto the ship. The Trump administration says the tanker is part of an illicit oil shipping network, allegedly supporting terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, carrying sanctioned oil between Venezuela and Iran. And San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie just made his first endorsements of the 2026 campaign. He is backing Stephen Sherrill, running to keep his seat in District 2, which includes the Marina and Cow Hollow. He's facing a crowded field, including Lori Brooke, an outspoken opponent of some of the mayor's policies. All right, let's get another check on our first alert forecast. And our next chance of rain is inching ever so closer. Here's meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It's another day of cool weather throughout those inland areas with 40s on tap for us in places like Antioch, low 50s near Concord and Oakland, all the way down into the Santa Clara Valley. It's a mixed bag of 50s and 60s throughout this afternoon. It has been a very mild forecast for us, but as we head into the next couple of days, we're actually going to see a little bit of a warm up in the forecast by this weekend before showers roll back into the forecast into early next week. So some big changes on the way for us. But let's talk about that air quality, because widespread throughout the Bay Area right now, you might even hear it in certain people's voices, that air quality is sitting in that moderate to unhealthy category widespread, especially often to our inland communities. We're going to continue to keep a close eye on this, especially as we've been dealing with a stagnant weather pattern, not really allowing for fresh airflow into the bay. But what's going to change as we head into this weekend and early next week will be very important for that air quality and for overall temperatures too. We're going to see a little bit of a warm up, wind starting to push in from offshore into early next week. A chance of showers rolls in as early as Monday and Tuesday of next week as well. That's the big story for us right around the corner. Rain on the way for us, ending this dry break that we've had since before even Thanksgiving holiday. If you think about it, it was a great opportunity to travel during the Thanksgiving holiday on the roads and the skies here in the Bay. But now we're starting to see those showers roll back in, making it a little bit slick on the surfaces, especially for our commuters in those early morning hours. We'll keep you updated on those rainfall totals next week, but for now I'm going to send it back to you.
A new twist in a long-running criminal case involving a former San Leandro police officer. He shot and killed a suspected shoplifter inside a Walmart more than 5 years ago. Now the Alameda County District Attorney is filing a motion to get the case dismissed. As John Ramos reports, that is not sitting well with the family who's been waiting to go to trial.
It was in April of 2020 that Stephen Taylor entered this Walmart in San Leandro. Police were called when he was suspected of shoplifting, and when former officer Jason Fletcher arrived, Taylor was holding a baseball bat. In the next 40 seconds, Fletcher tased him twice and then shot him in the chest, killing him.
I don't think I'll ever be able to move on. I'll never forget. How do you forget? How do you forget?
To many in the community, the killing felt rushed and unnecessary, and then DA Nancy O'Malley filed charges against Officer Fletcher. It wasn't something she was accustomed to doing.
Before that point, during her entire career, she had never, not one time, charged or prosecuted a single solitary cop for murder. Not once. He was the first one.
On this day, a group of protesters, including Taylor's grandmother, Addie Kitchen, gathered at the Alameda County Courthouse because after 5 years, 3 DAs, and the sitting judge, Thomas Reardon, twice refusing to dismiss the case, current District Attorney Ursula Jones Dixon has told the family that she intends to drop the charges against Fletcher. And the motion to dismiss is scheduled to happen on Friday when Judge Reardon is away on vacation.
I don't know how we got here. 5 years, 6 months. How many people have touched this case? Judge Reardon saw fit to not dismiss this case twice. And here comes the district attorney who says reasonable doubt that she didn't feel she could win this case.
Shannon Dugan is a KPIX legal analyst and former DA. She says the optics of dismissing the case when the judge is gone may be bad and may anger the family, but she says it is the district attorney's power and perhaps responsibility to drop the charges if she doesn't think she can prove them beyond a reasonable doubt.
The judge does not have the power to force the DA to proceed with the case if the DA decides to dismiss the case. What I was taught when I was a DA, and what is still the duty of the DA, is if you don't think you can file a case beyond a reasonable doubt, you really shouldn't file it.
The DA's office refused to comment on the active case today, but the family says in the conversation they had on Tuesday, Jones-Dixon says she was concerned that the case was too old and there may be problems with witnesses and expert testimony. But Addie Kitchen thinks there may be another reason.
She does not want to charge a policeman, period. That's her reasoning. She does not want to charge a policeman. She's already dismissed cases on officers.
The motion to dismiss charges is expected to be filed on Friday afternoon in Alameda Superior Court.
And out to the DA's office, we had very specific questions about the decision to dismiss the case while the presiding judge is on vacation. We also wanted to know, why not let a jury decide this case? The spokesperson for Ursula Jones-Dixon said the office could not comment on an active pending case. Today, lawmakers are taking up dueling plans to tackle health care costs. Democrats warning that premiums are going to skyrocket if enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies expire at the end of the year. Democrats hope to extend those tax credits for another 3 years. The Republican plan lets the subsidies lapse and instead sends federal money into new health account savings.
And so the only real way for the Republicans to avoid the calamity, the health care calamity that will occur on January 1st, is for 13 of them to vote for the bill we have on the floor.
Senator Finn controls the floor. Senator Schumer obviously leads his caucus. I mean, I think that they ought to get into a room and start hammering out a compromise. And if that involves others of us, I mean, there's a bunch of us who are willing and eager to try to find a way forward on this.
Neither plan has enough support to actually pass. If Congress lets the enhanced subsidies expire at the end of the year, premiums are expected to double on average for more than 20 million Americans who rely on them. The Trump administration is poised to appeal the ruling to return control of National Guard troops in Los Angeles to Governor Newsom. That ruling was made yesterday. U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer in San Francisco accused the administration of effectively creating a national police force made up of state troops. In June, President Trump called up thousands of National Guard members for immigration enforcement without Governor Newsom's approval. A hearing today in San Francisco federal court could determine if some 200,000 student loan borrowers finally receive debt relief. The Trump administration seeks a delay in the Biden-era sweet settlement, as it's known. The agreement resolves claims that students at more than 150 colleges and universities were defrauded after being misled about future earnings and job prospects. Some applications covered by the settlement have been pending for more than 7 years. The Trump administration also announced a deal to end the Biden-era plan known as SAVE that offers lower payments and faster loan forgiveness to certain student loan borrowers. Reporter Steve Large spoke with a Sacramento State graduate who's among the millions looking at other options to try to pay off his debt.
Sac State treated me right. Shout out President Nelson, Stingers up.
Kevin Rivera is a Sacramento State grad with a bachelor and master's degree who just moved back to Southern California for a new job and learned his student loan repayment plan is being canceled.
It is frustrating, but now I don't even know what amount that I have to pay. So I feel like that's kind of like at the top of my priority list, just figuring out what it is that I have to do.
Rivera is enrolled in a Biden-era student loan repayment plan called SAVE that calculates often lower debt payments based on income levels and family size. The program is now being canceled by the Trump administration.
My phone is ringing off the hook and got a lot of appointments every day.
Savannah Hastings is a student loan specialist in Sacramento, helping people navigate their student debt. The Department of Education announced it's ending the SAVE program pending court approval. The Trump administration calling the SAVE plan illegal, saying it shifts the college loan debt burden to all taxpayers. 7 million people are enrolled in SAVE nationwide.
Definitely one of the more popular ones. It calculated your payments at a lower percent of your discretionary income. So for a lot of people, it was just the most affordable option.
In California, student loan delinquencies are already surging. The share of borrowers who are 30 days late on paying back their loans is now at 11%. 3 times higher than when the pandemic began.
They were my lifeline.
For Kevin Rivera, the student loans put him on a course to become the first college grad in his family. His future now includes hopes for law school and possibly higher student debt payments to reach his dreams.
It is definitely a good chunk of money that, is going to be coming out of my paycheck.
The Education Department says if the proposal is approved, no new borrowers will be enrolled and current participants will be moved to other repayment plans. Christmas in the Park, a decades-long San Jose tradition, is starting to show its age. Now a group of San Jose State mechanical engineering students are giving the holiday staple a second life. Len Ramirez shows us how the new partnership is helping both the students and the celebration shine a little brighter this year.
They walk in like kids on Christmas morning. San Jose State mechanical engineering seniors fanning out through Christmas in the Park, eyes scanning the displays. They're not just here to enjoy the lights, they're searching for something. A certain penguin carousel they spent months bringing back to life.
There it is.
The students rush to see the twirling and flying penguins, snapping photos and checking every flipper and foot.
It's just really exciting to see it out here in the open and realize that a lot of people are now able to experience our effort.
For the next generation of kids, these animatronic penguins now flap their wings and kick their feet again, all thanks to these soon-to-be engineers. Kids are seeing them for the first time, and for some kids at heart, it's like visiting old friends.
It looks really cute. It's my sister's favorite, and I love to see that it's all refurbished and going again.
A few blocks away, the same students are back in their senior project lab, surrounded by wires, 3D printers, and a dozen other year-end creations. The Christmas in the Park team crowds around a laptop they used to redesign the display.
Our technical lead was really pushing us to make our mechanisms exactly like how Disney does it.
The original display had been broken and put aside for more than a decade, lifeless in a warehouse. The students reimagined it from the inside out.
It was like just in the corner of the warehouse, just like sort of in ruins. And then now we look at it, it's all shining with new penguins on there that we created. And all of our animatronics and all of our hard work kind of paid off.
The student's professor says the partnership was a classic win-win.
What grade did the kids get?
They are going to get an A+.
Back at the park, dozens of mechanical displays fill this holiday village, some nearly as old as the tradition itself. Many still need repairs, upgrades, or complete rebuilds.
I think this is something that should be a template for what we're doing in the future, and I think we should start to expand it. I think that in the future we can start reaching out to kids while they're still in high school and start working as internships for them.
With skills sharpened, resumes strengthened, and one very cool holiday project under their belts, these seniors are ready to march into the job market, armed with real-world experience and a few new fans in Santa's workshop.
Pretty cool. Christmas in the Park says several more displays and candidates are student-led makeovers starting next year. And we are inviting you to join us Christmas Eve and Christmas night for our Holiday Lights special. Both evenings, we're going to share some of the season's best light displays from several Bay Area neighborhoods. Coming up next here on CBS News Bay Area, the 49ers getting ready to take on the Tennessee Titans. How they spent their bye week before their next game. And a new era for Bay FC. The team's new coach from across the pond laying out her plans for the future of the soccer club.
There's lots of things that I learned from
Start your day with us and open your world.
Time to open up those windows and get this day started.
The power of CBS News.
It is a historic day in news.
Taking you around the globe, across the country.
With Federal, live, and
into your community.
To the South Bay, major changes.
And Bay Area weather from a whole new perspective.
Let's head underneath this cloud layer.
CBS News Bay Area's Morning Edition. Weekdays at 6 on KPIX.
Cool day for us along our inland spots with that Tule fog spilling in the Carquinez Strait, the Delta pushing in from the Sacramento Valley, leaving us with some chilly temperatures in places like Antioch, all throughout Solano County and northern parts of Contra Costa County. Luckily, we'll start to see some more sunshine as we head into our Friday forecast right around the corner tomorrow. Heading into this weekend and early next week, it's as early as Monday and Tuesday where we see another chance of showers rolling in from offshore. That'll impact all of us throughout the Bay Area, so that's what we're keeping a close eye on as we head into the next 7 days.
The 49ers are back to work after their bye week as they lock in for the final stretch of the regular season. Matt Lively shows us the team could be in a prime position for the playoffs.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
With the Titans coming to Levi Stadium on Sunday, it feels like the Niners have a second straight bye week. With 4 games remaining, the 1 seed in the NFC is still at play, and this team is ready to get back at it.
It was nice to get away from football, and now we're back.
I catch up on sleep, usually get 3 good meals in a day, and enjoy my dog a little bit and come back a little bit fresher.
The team got a week away after 13 straight games. Right tackle Colton McKivitz spent his the right way.
Went to Napa and the Duck Club, so spent our time here in California, but had a good time.
Drinking some wine?
Of course, always. It's pretty good.
Niners fans might have a celebratory glass of wine with the return of Eddie Pinheiro. After going a perfect 22-22, he missed the last 2 games with a hamstring injury.
I haven't missed a game in almost 4 years, so not being able to play that game obviously was just tough. And being on the sidelines, I love to play and I love the sport, so just happy to be back.
For the Red and Gold Report, I'm Matt Lively.
Now from Bay Area football to Bay Area football, Bay FC has found its new head coach, Emma Coates. She's coming from across the pond to her new home here in California.
I'm like, okay, I'm from a little village in North Yorkshire, and it couldn't get more polar opposites, if I'm honest. I can see the sun, there's some blue skies, there's some water.
When was the last time that you saw the sun, Emma? You can tell us.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she is currently head coach of England's women's under-23 team. She led them to an undefeated season last year, and earlier she spoke about her goals for her new club here.
I think the bit that I really want to implement is that how do we play with variety, and how do we create a style of play that suits the identity of the club, but the players that we have, it brings out the best of them.
She is staying in England to finish the season. Bay FC says they are going to make more staffing announcements soon. Coming up here on CBS News Bay Area, how this week's Icon Award winner is using food to spread love in her community.
out there and get some fresh air along our coastal communities, but do not head into the water. I can't stress that enough. Along our coastline right now, beach hazard statement is still in effect, issued by the National Weather Service. We can see rip currents and sneaker waves and very choppy water, so just be very mindful of that. If you like taking your dog out to Fort Funston, make sure they're on a leash and they don't head into that water too. Now, a couple other things we want to check off this list. We are still dealing with some poor air quality. We're in that moderate category from the North Bay down into the Santa Clara Valley, but off into the East Bay we go. Our forecast today showing unhealthy conditions for certain sensitive groups, so just be very mindful of that. If you are sensitive to that pollutant matter, we're going to continue to keep a close eye on those conditions throughout the next couple days. Heading into this weekend's forecast and early next week, well, we have showers on tap for us right around the corner kicking off next week. This is ending that dry break that we've noticed even before Thanksgiving holiday. Before Thanksgiving, we were gearing up for some dry, beautiful, but chilly weather. We've been seeing that same trend all week long here. We have some changes into next week. I'll have more on that coming up in a bit.
What a difference a sandwich can make. That is the motto behind one San Francisco woman's community service. Sharon Chin introduces us to this week's Icon Award winner, who says when it comes to feeding homeless people, she serves them a meal with dignity.
When Joy Dovideo packs lunches for the unsheltered, she pours her heart into each one.
We want to share our love for them.
Oh, the napkins go after.
Joy shares her love through food. She began back in 2016. The day after President Trump's election, she and her husband, Gene, wanted to do something as an act of resistance that would help their San Francisco community.
And so my husband and I made 12 lunches and went down to Civic Center, and we handed out the 12 lunches in 3 minutes.
We start with olive oil on the top.
That inspired them to start A Meal with Dignity in 2017 out of their home. The nonprofit gathers volunteers to prepare and give away lunches to between 30 and 150 unhoused people a month in the city.
We're giving them the dignity to let them know that we care and they have value.
As managing director of the nonprofit, Joy puts great thought into the meal. The food must be easy to chew, like fruit that's ripe.
We use a brioche bun so that when you are shelterless, sometimes you lose your teeth, and so you're able to absorb that sandwich.
Drawing from her background in the specialty food industry, Joy created a sandwich that you'd get at a nice restaurant with healthy organic ingredients that include homemade pesto, avocado, tomatoes, and arugula, all funded by donations.
All of this is organic because we believe that the dignity is giving the best of the best to those of the least.
Board member Disney Petit says that at age 79, Joy could be enjoying a quiet retirement, but instead she's serving others and energizing volunteers to join her, from school children to corporate employees.
To have that type of persistence and passion throughout that whole stage of your life is something that I am inspired by, and I hope that I have even a quarter of the vitality that she does at her age.
On this day, volunteers distribute the lunches in the south of Market to people living on the streets and in their RVs. They shied away from our cameras, but Gene says they made sure to express their thanks.
Always one of gracious gratitude. Many of them are trying to work. They're trying to survive.
And that is what guides us, because we realize that there, by the grace of God, got all of us, and we are 1 inch away that we could all be homeless.
So for serving meals with dignity to San Francisco's unhoused, this week's CBS News Bay Area Icon Award goes to Joy Dovideo.
Really great work. And Joy says anybody can replicate what they're doing. She tells us one volunteer regularly takes 4 sandwiches to work, 1 for her and 3 others to give away on her walk. Love it. You can nominate a local hero for a CBS News Bay Area Icon Award on our website, kpix.com/icon. And if you want to support our Food for Bay Area Families drive, it is still on. Scan that QR code on your screen, or you can head to our website, kpix.com/give. There you'll be able to donate food or money or your time to Bay Area food banks. Well, thanks for streaming CBS News Bay Area. I'm Ann Makovic. We're going to be right back with your first alert forecast and another look at your top stories.